This guy's been very dominant on the International X Games series, and right now we're going to look at some of the things that got him to the top of the leaderboard.
Garrett Reynolds, 5-time X Games gold medalist.
Gold medal number 7. He has won this thing 8 out of 9 times it's been contested.
10 times this event's been held. 9 times he's earned the gold.
I think Garrett's going to have a harder time losing this contest than winning it right now. Garrett following up with a little bit of tech trickery himself.
Oh, goodness. 540 down the stair set.
It's insane to think that a BMX rider like Garrett Reynolds is on the verge of making X Games history.
He is in sole possession of the record. 16 X Games gold medals.
This is a huge moment.
We've been talking about this since Garrett tied Shaun White for most X Games gold medals.
180 out the double bar spin. It's a giant 6-foot drop. Tucking his hands and tricking every one of these dragon backs.
Wow.
Dennis, you commented you didn't think he knew what he was going to do on each one
Yeah,
of those.
there we go. Bar spin manual, the feeble, the bar spin 180 out. That's just tech. Everything tech. Here we go.
Bar spin into manual.
Talk about
Feeble
bike
the bar
control.
spin out.
There's a lot going on that line.
What's the first
right
one?
there.
A nice up grind. I'll go out on a limb and say Garrett's won this thing, but
You think he'll?
how about a
saying
manual
that.
that double tire to bar spin?
That was insane.
That was.
I
I thought he was going over the bars on that one.
That going wild. And Garrett Reynolds, watch this, from a manual on the back wheel. Peg slide, spinning the bars, 3 tricks in 1. Smooth all day, consistent, pulled everything in sight. Another one from Garrett. Nice no-hander, landing on the back petting, sliding down. Smiling the entire time. And a huge manual to 180 or to fakie. Garrett just landing everything. Incredible riding today.
Your defending street champion here, 2008 X Games 14. Get loud for Garrett Reynolds!
A mellower rail, which makes it longer, and oh wow, that's wow, that's gonna score real high.
Garrett going up the rail with bar spin, quick catch bar spin. 2 revolutions of the handlebars there coming up the rail on the double peg grind. Gold medal last night. He traded up for the shiny one. Congratulations to Jake Brown winning Big Air last night. Whoa. Here, they've each got 2 more attempts. Garrett, the last shot. Oh, big truck driver. A 360 with a bar spin down 12 stairs. Garrett Reynolds, gold medal again. 2 in a row here in X Games BMX Street.
Bar spin to ice pick grind by Garrett. Sometimes he does perform just like a machine. Like that one right there. He had a little bit of struggles there for 3 or 4 hits, but the rest of the time he was the Garrett we know. Big truck down the set.
Yeah, he had
a
couple of bobbles in a row, but he came back and was on fire. It was the Garrett we all know and love throughout the remainder of this competition. And the youngest guy in this event at 18 years old, and he has got back-to-back BMX Street X Games gold medals. Congratulations to Garrett taking another win. With the high score of 90.66, he's going to take home the gold. It'll be his 3rd in a row for BMX Street at the X Games.
Wow! Bar catch bar, 360 to fakie on the cup. It was Ty Morrow, I believe, earlier they did a 360 to fakie on that, and it was one of the bigger moves of the previous round. He did the same thing and threw in a couple bar spins.
I don't want to jinx it, but Garrett's going to up his score with this if he continues to kill it.
I think Garrett is tired of Garrett's domination of street, and he wants to take out himself.
That's amazing strategy. I've never heard of that before.
Almost losing it there. Good save.
That's going to be the best score of the day here. Garrett Reynolds basically telling himself, what you got, Garrett?
Yeah. Who cares about a glory run? Throw it down.
And 2 youngest riders in here and 2 teammates giving each other a hug.
Here we go. First run in for your defending gold medalist. He's looking for the 4-peat here. This is Garrett Reynolds.
And Garrett's from Toms River, New Jersey, but he recently moved out to San Diego, which means he would be riding street with those guys all the time.
Wow!
Giant whip. Bar spin 180. And he started that run with a bar catch bar on that little elevated section.
But check out Dennis Anderson's run score, a 44. So that is an excellent way to start off the heat.
Gigantic whip just right off the roof down into the bank. But yeah, 44 is a solid score by Anderson. So
there's that
tail whip. Interesting.
There's that tail whip, downside tail whip over the hip, coming in backwards. Wow.
Bar spin to ice pick grind down. Landed a little low. Almost seemed like he was making fun of himself, but that's not a trick to be able to take lightly.
So technical.
This line.
So technical, so methodical.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that was after the buzzer.
Yeah, but hey, once you're in the middle of a line, I mean, technically that should count.
Well, still, that's a score of 85. So as of right now, he is the top guy. Keep in mind, it's your two best scores total together. Was that 2 rotations in handlebars?
A bar catch bar 180 up off the handicap ramp, and then a bar catch bar 450 over the hip. I mean, Garrett's just. What can I say? Garrett is just Garrett.
He is a trick machine. Oh, bar spin to ice pick grind down that rail. The ice pick when you're grinding down one of your legs.
Bar catch bar. It's like a magician. He really never lets go. Garrett's got his own style of doing that, and a lot of people have copied that style now.
Yeah, the ice pick when you're grinding down a ledge or obstacle on your one of your back pegs. Wow, I mean, look how close that handrail is to the wall.
I don't know if anybody's told him, but you're not supposed to pull all this stuff that clean in a row like that. It's just...
Well, I don't think he's gotten that memo for the last 3 years in a row now, working on 4. And Garrett Reynolds walks away with the 4-peat 2 years in a row.
Yep.
But here we go. It's down to this 45 seconds. Are we going to get a 5-peat, or are we finally going to see another gold medalist here?
Hey, the way this run started, it's looking like a 5-peat. But hey, his level of difficulty is so high, it doesn't take much for even Garrett to slip up on something. But look at it. He's just casual.
Peg, bar spin, 180 out.
I know he doesn't get nervous, but I certainly am.
Nollie 360 over the chain.
I got goosebumps.
I do too.
270 off the fence.
He made that look easy. He messed it up in his first run.
Downside tail up 180 over the chain.
Vintage Garrett Reynolds. He's dialed.
He needs a 42. As you can see on that graphic, he needs a 42 to tell.
Oh! Stays on his bike, he's going to win it again.
Wall ride. Holy smokes.
No. This is wild.
This is unbelievable.
Again, that's 2 runs in this final that he had us with a second or 2 left on the clock.
It's not, I could see this easily scoring a 41 or even a 42.
Gold medalist. He
once
does
again.
That's it. 43.
I love this.
My goodness.
Peats. Garrett Reynolds, 5-time X Games gold medalist for BMX Street.
It's amazing. And you know what? When X Games went out on a limb and added street, we weren't really sure how it was going to translate into a competition. But these are some of the best contests we've seen at the X Games. BMX Street.
That'll bring up Garrett Reynolds, and then we'll finish it out. Wow, whoa. Stevie got a 40.
It did not change the outcome, but no. Wow, what a way. That feels great for your last score to, your last run to be your highest score, and you're finishing it off with a medal. And now we got with Garrett Reynolds. We still have Chad Curley to put in a run afterwards. He's going to want to bump up his overall finish, but just everyone knows this, I think. You hear the applause out there in the riders, and again, for a guy to represent street royalty in BMX, you couldn't have a better guy. He's always looking out for his friends. He's just happy-go-lucky, riding because he loves it. And we talk about the short list of people that have won golds in certain different events. There's no list. There's no list in street. There's just a dynasty, a Reynolds dynasty. It's amazing. I mean, this one is a little less dramatic than the last one because he didn't have to pull it out in his last run. But you can't change the fact that just Garrett, year in and year out, proves he is the best. And that's just, we're not just talking contests. Look at his video parts. The guy is unbelievable.
Well, Garrett's got an 82 total. Now, Chad's not out. I mean, mathematically, he could still do this. He would need a 50 pretty much, which is the best possible run score that you could get. Let's go back and recap the entire run, start to finish here for Garrett.
It comes out strong. He looks confident, landing everything solid. Little speed check. Right there with the tail whip. Right here, the rail ride, riding on that rail. Opposite tail whip out.
Just look how calm, collected his, and he made that trick 3 times out here today on that big rail.
3 times solid. Right here, tail whip on the corner hip. Toothpick bar spin, 180 out. Down whip. Feeble, 270. Just a busy run, tricks on every ramp. 360, right on the buzzer, rolling it out.
What do you think, Kevin?
I don't know, it's all in the judge's hands. You never know what the judges are thinking.
To his trophy case. The streak continues. Only 2 guys have ever won here at BMX Street. Garrett Reynolds reclaims his spot. But we have 1 rider left to go. It is far from over. He's medaled in all 8 BMX Street contests held. He's got 7 golds to his name in those 8 competitions. He's currently sitting in 4th. Can he put it together yet again?
Roll back, 360 bar spin. Double tie ride to tail up, you saw him do on the handrail. Bar spin to disaster to bar spin out.
Just so many
linking so many tricks together.
Yeah, I was just gonna say so many different combos.
Oh,
my goodness.
540 down the stair set, pulling it perfectly clean.
He popped around out of that so fast. And there's still a good chunk of time left in this run. He's gotten so much done.
Oh, the truck driver. Straight to tail whip. Downside whip on the wedge.
Just has to keep it together for a few more seconds. And it looks like he has done it, and he has. Puts together a huge run at the end and hangs on for the full 50 seconds.
I am going to make the call that we have a gold medalist once again.
Talking about Garrett Reynolds. He has won this thing 8 out of 9 times it's been contested. He has been extremely dominant in the field, and last year's performance, he won by 11 full points. That was the difference between gold and silver last year in X Games Austin. That's how good this guy is when it comes to BMX Street.
He wrote the book when it comes to this contest right here. And Garrett's another New Jersey person. He's from my skate park. Look at
Garden State's getting some love today,
really
Scotty.
Are. This is amazing. I'm actually pretty blown away by this, but so far so good. There's a nollie truck driver up the gap, opposite tail whip. Nice turn down there. Looks like he's getting speed for something. Nollie to toothpick grind.
And Garrett's just known for so many insane technical combos, but he's also got the big burly stuff like that going to flat over the shipwreck.
Big tail up over to shipwreck. First time we saw that one today. Look at that, double truck driver up the hip right there.
Yeah, watch those handlebars. He loves to send those things around a time or two in the middle of these tech combos as well.
Yeah, he slaps it around, and not many people in the world do that one, that's for sure. Opposite toothpick to over.
And there you go.
Over the double peg grind.
Another Garrett Reynolds run, picking up where he left off from last year. And that one was after the buzzer, but just another example of the tech skill that man has.
Remain here. Garrett Reynolds going for 5th all time on the medal count. This would be his 11th gold medal if by chance he takes it in the discipline, and you're going to witness a little bit of fluidity and greatness right now.
The greatest of all time. I will go out and say at competition street riding, perfect example, 180 tail up to flat. That was unreal.
Setting it up, Scotty. There's a variation.
Oh, look at that. Nose really over on that rail. Imagine putting that skinny front tire on that rail. Switch truck driver, meaning that was completely opposites. Spin-wise and bar spin. Oh. He just doesn't stop, Uncle Lee. He really doesn't. But we're at the end of the run, and this is where he usually shines.
Loving the variety, the technical difficulty, and using the whole course. You're looking at a guy who's earned 11 gold medals here at the X Games, 10 of them in this discipline, Garrett Reynolds. Matt Ray in his second X Games earns a silver, and Garrett Reynolds, there it is, around his neck. Another one, Chris Doyle, get on in there.
Chris, he's got a confidence that the usually does not let it go, just like that. Street has the ability to step things up and try things that we would not receive even this one. I think 540 landing that and to get a small hop, but then he can push out. Of course, it's a double side, the bars out. 180 backwards, clipped out the win. It feels good right now. It's a great day for him. It's crazy to say, but we can have a bubbly at home right now. We can truck Garrett, tobacco, kind of switch the thing. Takes off the switch bar, the opposite direction. Hangover 180 on the flat rail. And here we are at the end of the run. Over Smith, the double pegs. Let's do it. Not sure how they're going to judge. The trick difficulty of Garrett's run.
The way that felt. Look at him, getting that gold medal to Shanghai to get back into first place. Felix Pregenberg taking silver.
Look at Garrett Reynolds for attempt number 2. And again, talking about that record he's chasing out here. He owns 14 X Games gold medals in a tie there with Bob Burnquist, Jamie Beswick, Dave Mira, trying, or if he gets one more, I should say, he will tie Shaun White for all times X Games gold medals.
Bar spin to manual, double tire up onto the rail. Opposite tail whip out. Love the way he makes his opposite tail whips look. I think I like his opposite tail whips better than I like his regular. Bar spin into that crank arm grind. This is where he had a little bit of trouble before. Jimmy's pedaling towards this. There he goes. He stops it this time, Jimmy, getting that downside tail up 180 out of the handrail. Now he's on a tear. There's that feeble to 360. 540 up and over the wedge.
Did you hear that reaction from the rest of the field?
Will that be enough to overtake Felix Pregenberg today? That was a solid run. So many elements in that run. Check him out. Pegs up, hard way 180, opposite tail whip, stomps it this time. We saw him have problems with that in his first run. Pulling the hard way 360 out of that feeble, and then 540 up and over this wedge. The ability to recover out of that 360, that hard way 360, and then get that 540.
Yet another amazing performance out of Garrett Reynolds, and again, setting another, or tying another X Games record.
So it comes down to this last run here for Mr. Garrett Reynolds.
All right, so I would love to see Garrett be able to land this run because everything was looking so good last time. This 360 transfer over. Nice bar-to-bar. Classic Garrett Reynolds stuff right there. That was a switch toothpick hangover grind over that long rail. Oh, he's got it this time.
One did him in run 2.
Bar to manual down the rail. Oh, this is looking really good, Jimmy.
Gotta hang on for 15 more seconds. It's the whip, whip, off the rail.
Nice bar spin gap to pegs, switch truck.
Couple of seconds, he's got time for one more. And there's the buzzer.
Wow. Oh, man. This is tough.
Again, on the last run, the guy delivers yet again.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth in my head and like trading moments that like Devin had with Garrett, and it's so hard because they ride the bike so differently from one another. But man, there was such magical moments in both of their runs. Like this is another time where I don't want to be a judge at all. There's that tires up to switch whip. Garrett, he was just able to bring so many big and powerful tricks. And the one that really mattered was that huge, that was insane. That 180 grind up the rail to 360. It was ridiculous.
You need better than a 78.33 to get into the medals. Oh, he takes over the lead and 86.66. I'm not even going there.
I don't want to do it either.
There's still 3 riders left to go. I'm not even touching the story. Nope. We'll wait to the end.
Okay, about it right now. I think we have to say it. Can we do it?
The riding's done, so
it's over.
We can't jinx it anymore by talking about it.
This is a huge moment.
We've been talking about this since 2022 when Garrett tied Shaun White for most X Games gold medals. And then in Ventura, Nigel Houston joined the conversation because he got 2 there. So those 3 have been tied. I mean, Shaun did it back in 2013 when he hit 15, or 15 gold. So that's 11 years ago. And we've been talking about it and talking about it, and then it comes down to the last run, and he gets 2 full points ahead of Devin Smiley.
I did something. I landed one run. I landed one run.
But he landed it when it counted.
You only needed 1, Garrett, and this might have, and it did. There you go. He is in sole possession of the record. After talking about it, after event, after event, after event, 16 X Games gold medals.
Oh my goodness, so happy.
I just got another one coming up tonight as well.
This could be, he might have sole possession for a matter of hours.
We might be talking about this again coming through
which is nuts.
next summer.
But we don't have to say it right now for Garrett, and that's all that counts, because Garrett did what Garrett has done over the years. He proved that he is the best rider to ever do it, honestly. He is so talented on a BMX bike, and the fact that, you know, he grew up riding at my parents' skate park, and I got to see him turn into the BMX rider that has changed the sport. It's just been an absolute honor, and I'm so proud of Garrett being from our hometown area, and just so proud that he is in sole possession of the gold record right now.
I mean, just remember when we first had this event and he came in and just fresh out of high school, and the epic battles that we had outside of the Staples Center at LA between him and Van Homen, and then you bring Chad Curley into the mix, and the dominance that he had for so long. I mean, there's only been a very short list of people that have ever beaten him, and then for him to miss the podium back at Ventura for the first time ever, and then come back,
and get
a couple
the
months
gold,
later
right?
and get the gold. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better story.
Absolutely. What an epic day of BMX Street, and it's all about Garrett Reynolds, so huge congrats to Garrett.
Well, that's a wrap for us here at BMX Street. Garrett Reynolds sets the bar in sole possession of 16 overall X Games gold medals.